Hey everyone, it's Max. Welcome back for another strength and stability flow. This is the seventh short flow in this series. So if you haven't done any of the other ones, feel free to go back and check out any of the other first six of the strength and stability flows, but you don't need to have completed those classes to join me today for this class. So find a comfortable seat. You can sit cross-legged. I'm sitting on my knees. Just find whatever's comfortable for you. We're going to be here for just a moment before we get moving. So once you've settled in and found your comfortable seat, see if you can lengthen the spine, maybe just gently tucking the chin so you can lengthen the back of the neck. Feel free to close down the eyes if that feels good for you. And we'll take 3 deep cleansing breaths just to set the energy and the mood for the class. So exhale everything out. Inhale, filling all the way up through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Another one, inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Last one, deepest breath yet. Inhaling through the nose. Sip in a little extra at the top. Open the mouth, sigh it out. You can seal the lips. Continue breathing in and out through the nose. Slow, even, steady breaths. And take a moment to set your intention now for our short class together. When you're ready, you can gently blink open the eyes and make your way to a tabletop position on the hands and knees. So your palms are flat on the mat, fingers spread nice and wide. And we'll start with some spinal warm-up, some cat-cow. So inhale, arching your back to look up. And exhale to round your spine. Maybe gazing at the navel. Inhale, arching the back, looking up. Exhale, rounding the spine. Flow through 2 more on your own. Linking your movements with your breath. And then find any organic movement in your spine that feels good, that helps you loosen the spine so you can move the hips around. You can do some barrel rolls with your torso. Just a little free movement, taking what you need. And then let's meet back in our neutral tabletop. Tuck the toes under, bring the hands a little bit closer to the knees, palms still flat on the mat, and we'll warm up our wrists. So gently rocking forward and backward on the wrist. And in this exercise, as well as everything else, there shouldn't be any pain. No pain in your yoga class. If you feel pain, especially any pinching in the joints, then just back off. It's not going to help you progress any further to push through pain. Let's find some circles on the wrists. So gently rocking in circles in one direction and then the other. Making sure we're really warming up the wrists. We'll be on our wrist a little bit today. All right, walk the hands back out. Flip the hands around. So your palms are still down, your fingers are pointing back towards your knees. If this is easier for you, you can always do one hand at a time. So that's always an option. I like to do both hands, but just play around, see what feels better for you. And here you can again sway side to side. You can rock back and forth. Just take it easy in this one because it can get intense pretty quickly. And then in this position, I like to bend the elbows, maybe lifting the palms, keeping the knuckles down. And then once the elbows are bent, maybe swaying side to side. But again, take it nice and slow and notice how it feels in your wrists and your forearms. Don't forget your slow, steady breathing here. Through the nose. Gently, slowly release the hands. And now let's flip the hands so the back of the hands are down on the mat and the palms are facing up. And again, rocking back and forth, side to side. And you can always do one hand at a time in this one as well if that feels better for you. All right, once you feel like your wrists are nice and warmed up, maybe let's clasp the fingers and just sitting up, rolling the wrists real quick just to loosen them up. And then let's come back to our neutral tabletop. Let's tuck the toes again. Engage your core to, or lift the belly button to engage your core. So your belly button's pulling up towards your spine. And we'll find a hover with the knees. So just lightly hovering, pushing the ground away with your upper body. And the knees are, 1 to 4 inches off the mat. Gently hovering here. And I like to warm up the hips as well at the beginning of class. So if this is too much, you can always put the knees back down. But if you want to have a core wake up, a core challenge while you warm up the hips, then let's keep the right knee bent, lifting the right leg up behind us, and then find some big hip circles with the right leg. Left knee stays hovered. So big slow circles, keeping the core engaged. And then switch directions of your circle. Set the right foot back down. Both knees are still hovered. And we'll lift the left leg. Finding hip circles on the left. And switching directions. Left foot comes down. Let's hold our hover for just another moment. And then let's walk the feet back into a plank position. Keeping the core engaged. Breathing through the nose. You can stay here, or you can shift your weight forward, maybe rounding the back, lifting the hips a little bit. And then back to plank. Let's set the knees down, lifting up onto the knees. Place the hand at the lower back. Squeeze your glutes, and then just take a light back bend here. Nothing too deep, nothing too crazy. And then releasing. Let's come back to our plank position. Core is engaged. And this time we'll stretch our plank out. So walk your feet back. Walk your hands forward as far as they'll go. Keeping the core engaged. So we're just changing the leverage of the plank to make this a little bit more challenging. Breathe here. Two more breaths. Walking it back to your normal plank. And then step the right foot up to the right edge of the mat and the left foot to the left edge of the mat, lowering down into your malasana, your yoga squat. So you can keep your heels elevated if that's more comfortable for you. or you don't have to come down as far as I am. Just find your version of this pose. Hands can come to heart center. You can bring your elbows inside your knees if that feels good. See if you can lengthen your spine, lengthening the back of the neck. If your heart rate and your breath is elevated, see if you can slow everything down, breathing through the nose, maybe shifting side to side. And then let's put the hands behind us and come down, seated onto our butt. Feet are flat on the floor, knees are bent in front of you. Engage the core to lift your spine so you're sitting up nice and tall. Let's lift the left leg so the left knee is bent and that left shin is close to parallel with the floor. Left arm reaches out forward. Palms come together to touch. Inhale, find length, and exhale. On your inhale, open your right arm up to the right, keeping your left arm hovering. And exhale, come back to center. Inhale, open the right arm out. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, open the right arm. Exhale, back to center. Set the left foot down, right leg lifts. Inhale, opening the left arm, opening your chest. Exhale to center. Inhale to open the left arm. Exhale, back to center. One more inhale, open up. Exhale, back to center. You can set the foot down. Let's bring our hands behind us. So your fingers are pointing forward, back towards your toes or back towards your heels and your feet. And not too far back, just 6 inches or so behind your hips. Feet are flat on the floor. Engage your glutes to lift your heels, finding reverse tabletop. So squeeze your glutes to lift up your hips, continuing to breathe. We're opening through the front body and strengthening in the back. On your exhale, lower your hips to a hover. Inhaling, back to reverse tabletop. Lower down and rise. Lower and rise. Let's stay here for just a moment. Again, squeezing the glutes to lift the hips a little bit higher. Breathing. And if you want to hang your head backward, if that feels good and safe for you, you can do that. Or you can just keep your chin closer towards your chest, whatever feels more comfortable. All right, from here, we're going to try staying on our hands, keeping the hips lifted. Straighten your legs as you pull your hips through your hands. When you get to the back here, you're crunching your core in, rounding the spine, and then inhaling back to reverse tabletop. Exhale, repeat. Bring the hips through the hands, keeping everything hovering. Back to reverse tabletop. Once more, bringing through, crunching here. Let's hold here, engaging the core. See if you can suck the belly button in and up. And then back to reverse tabletop. Nice. Slowly lower down onto the butt. Let's lift the arms, maybe roll out the wrist a little bit. So this is why we wanted to make sure we warmed up our wrists properly, because we're putting a decent amount of pressure on them in today's class. So now let's come back to this position, setting up for the reverse tabletop. But this time we'll do reverse plank. So walk the feet out so your legs are nice and long out in front of you. Lift the hips, squeeze the glutes so that the bottoms of the feet come towards the floor. Breathing here. and lowering down on an exhale. We'll set up for one more. So again, legs are long in front of you. Your palms are flat on the mat behind your hips. Breathing through the nose. On an inhale, lifting the hips, squeezing the glutes. And exhale to lower down. Let's come back to our malasana, our yoga squat. And then as you exhale, hands can come down, maybe finding forward fold. You can feel free to grab opposite elbows. Keep a decent bend in your knees. Let your head hang and just sway side to side a little bit here. You can shake your head no or nod your head yes. Relax your face, your jaw, your neck. On an inhale, release the arms, lifting halfway for a flat back. Exhale to fold. Once more, lifting halfway on an inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lifting all the way up, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's step towards the back of the mat. And so we'll do a little flow here, kind of like yoga flow version of burpees. So if you can do a pistol squat, that's a one-legged squat. If you're comfortable and you feel confident in your pistol squat, so that looks something like lifting up the left leg, squatting down on the right leg, and lifting back up. If you feel comfortable doing that on both sides for a few reps, go ahead and do pistol squats. If you're not quite there yet, no worries, we'll work on it together. So let's bring our feet together. So your feet are very close, like touching or close to touching. And so this close stance squat will help us to prepare for a pistol squat. So you choose pistol squat or this close stance squat. And when we do the close stance squat, it'll look something like this. You're squatting down, going as low as feels comfortable for you, and coming back up. All right, so all together, let's squat and rise. Let's set forward fold, setting the hands down, walking the hands out to a plank. So we're in our high plank. Inhaling to shift forward. Exhale to lower and hover in your chaturanga. Elbows are close to the ribs. Inhale, pushing back to plank. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. You can walk the dog on this first one, bending one leg and straightening the other. And then find stillness for a moment in your down dog. And then let's begin to walk the hands back to the feet, rising up. So if you did a pistol squat, maybe on the right leg, you'll switch to the left leg. Otherwise, we'll keep going with the close stance squat. Lowering down for your squat, rising up. Folding forward onto the hands, walking it out to your plank pose. Inhaling to shift forward. Exhale to lower to a hover. Inhale back to plank. Exhale, lower. And then finding your up dog or your cobra. And on an exhale, finding down dog. We'll walk the hands back to the feet. Rising up. Lowering down for our squat. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Walk the hands out to plank. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale, lower to a hover. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale for down dog. Walking the hands back towards the feet. Inhale to rise. Lower into your squat. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Walking it out into your plank. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale to lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Walking the hands back to the feet. Rising on your inhale. Lowering into your squat. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Walking it out into your plank. Inhale, shifting forward. Exhale, lower for push-up. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Walking the hands back to the feet. Inhale to rise. And exhale. Squatting down. Rising back up. Exhale to fold. Walking it back out to a plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Walking your hands back to your feet. Inhale to rise. Let's do one more. Squatting down. Rising up. Folding forward on the exhale, walking your hands out to plank. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. This time, let's stay in our down dog. Breathing here. Slowing things down. Walk the feet together. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, stepping the right foot through. Inhale, rising up onto the ball of the left foot at the back, rising the arms, breathing here. Pull your left hip forward and your right hip back. Lower the shoulders from the ears. Core is engaged. Breathing here. Inhale. And on your exhale, open into warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper, opening the right knee out to the right. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheeling the hands down. Stepping back into plank. Lowering through your chaturanga push-up. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's take a couple cleansing breaths here. So inhale through the nose, filling all the way up. Open the mouth, side out. One more. Inhale, filling all the way up. Open the mouth, side out. On your inhale, lifting the left leg for three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, slowly stepping your left foot between your hands. Inhale to rise up into your high lunge. Left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward, core is engaged, shoulders are lowered from the ears. Breathing. Find your steadiness, find your stability. Inhale. And on your exhale, open into warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little lower into your front leg. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands back down, stepping the left foot back into a high plank. Exhale, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Good job. Let's find stillness in our down dog. Continue breathing. On an inhale, wave it forward into plank. And as you exhale, slowly lowering down onto your belly. Palms come underneath the shoulders. So palms are flat on the mat, under the shoulders. We'll find a few cobra lifts. So we're using our back strength, not our arms. So inhale to lift the upper body, maybe hovering the hands, finding length in the back of the neck. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. As you inhale, gazing over the right shoulder. Exhale to lower. Inhale, gaze over the left shoulder. Exhale, lower. Walk the feet together. Inhale to lift the lower body, lifting your feet, engaging your hamstrings and your glutes, not lifting so high that you feel any strain in your lower back. Really focusing on strength here. Continuing to breathe through your nose. On your next inhale, lifting the upper body, lifting the hands. See if you can squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back, feeling like you're trying to touch the tips of your elbows together behind your upper back. Feet are lifting. Glutes are engaged. You're breathing steadily through the nose. We want to strengthen the back of our body. So you can feel free to stay here. If you want to take it a little further, inhale to reach the arms overhead. Exhale to pull them back as though you're doing a pull-up. Inhale to reach. Exhale, pull up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. And gently lowering down onto the belly. Let's push it up onto the knees. Open the knees out wide. Big toes come together to touch. Lowering the hips towards the heels. Reaching the hands forward. Maybe gently resting your forehead on the mat. Slowing the breath down. So you made it. That was a challenging class, but you pushed through. Even if you couldn't keep up, or even if you couldn't do every single exercise or posture, it's all about the intent. It's all about the effort. It's all about your presence and awareness and showing up on a regular basis to build that strength and that stability. So pat yourself on the back. No matter how much you were able to do, you've accomplished something today. You've taken a step forward in the right direction. And I hope you feel good about that. I hope you have some gratitude to yourself for your effort. I know I appreciate you and your energy showing up to practice with me again for this 7th strength and stability flow. So I notice you, I see you, I appreciate you. Now that you've cultivated all this strength and all this stability, maybe ask yourself, how do you plan to use this strength to serve? Strength for its own sake is not really accomplishing much. So why do you want to be strong? And how can you use your strength to serve something higher? I'm going to leave you here. Feel free to stay in this position as long as you'd like to, or you can roll over onto your back and finish with Shavasana. May we open to awareness for the benefit of all beings. Thank you so much for practicing with me again today, friends. Really appreciate you.